There are moments in life when you no longer know what to do next. You don't know whether to keep going or walk away, whether to fight or surrender. The world today is loud, filled with life hacks, success formulas, how to be happy guides. But the Stoics, they never taught cheap happiness. They taught inner strength. Thousands of years ago, through war, loss, and death, men like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus left behind simple words that have outlived empires. Not because they were beautiful, but because they were true. Those words, those ancient mantras may look simple, but if you truly understand them, they can rebuild the way you see the world. And if you practice them, they can transform your life forever. Today, I'll share with you 7 Stoic mantras. 7 flames that once guided Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, and could guide you through your own storm. I'm Jason, and this is The Stoic Habit. If this is the journey your soul needs, hit subscribe, where each week we train the mind to become untouchable. Let's dive right in. Mantra 1. Make haste slowly. An old Latin saying goes, festina lente. It means make haste slowly. The first paradox of life is this: the faster you rush, the further behind you fall. The calmer you move, the further you go. That was the guiding principle of Emperor Augustus, the man who rebuilt Rome from the ashes of war. He was never impulsive. He was the embodiment of disciplined speed. He understood something most people today have forgotten: that real speed doesn't come from your legs. It comes from the clarity of your mind. Before making a decision, he stayed silent. Before getting angry, he counted every letter in the alphabet, because he knew a single burst of anger can destroy what took you a lifetime to build. Marcus Aurelius learned the same lesson from his teachers. Never act when emotion pulls you. Act only when your mind is still. We live in an age of hurry, where everyone wants to move fast, yet no one truly knows where they're going. The Stoics taught the opposite. Go slowly so you can go rightly. Because when your direction is true, speed no longer matters. In the military they say, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. A soldier who rushes dies early. A leader who hurries leads himself to failure. And a man who loses his calm loses control of everything. True power isn't found in speed. It's found in stillness. Because when you do things with absolute calm, you are always faster than the man ruled by emotion. Mantra 2. Strong mind, strong body. Stoic philosophy never separates the mind from the body. They are one, the spirit and its vessel. Today, millions read books on self-improvement, yet neglect their own bodies. They crave mental strength, but forget willpower lives inside the muscle. Marcus Aurelius was an emperor, but also a soldier. He trained, he fought, he led armies through freezing cold and sleepless nights. Seneca, though a statesman, practiced hardship every year, fasting, enduring the cold, testing his body so his mind would never grow soft. And Socrates, the legend of philosophy, didn't preach in comfort. He walked miles each day, teaching in the open air of the Athenian marketplace, not in warm lecture halls. Because they all understood one truth: a strong mind can only exist in a body that refuses to be weak. Theodore Roosevelt, a modern embodiment of Stoic grit, was a frail, asthmatic boy. Until one day, his father told him, "You have the mind, Theodore, but you lack the body. And if you wish to live fully, you must make one." The boy looked up and said, "Then I shall make my body." From that day, Roosevelt trained relentlessly. Boxing, hiking, building endurance. He called it the strenuous life, a life of deliberate struggle. He turned weakness into a vow, pain into power, and, through sheer discipline, became one of the strongest presidents America had ever known. Your body is the carriage of your soul. If it's weak, your mind will tire. If it's strong, your mind can soar. Seneca once wrote, "Treat the body rigorously so it cannot betray the mind. Because sooner or later, a fragile body will drag the will down with it." Mantra 3. From struggle comes strength. Modern people fear pain. They fear loss. They fear loneliness. They fear failure. And that fear slowly drains their strength. The Stoics never prayed for an easy life. They prayed for the strength to endure a hard one. Nietzsche once said, "What does not kill you makes you stronger." And Seneca wrote, "I pity those who have never faced adversity, for they have never discovered who they truly are." When life throws you into chaos, when you lose your job, your faith, or someone you love, you have only two choices: collapse or be reborn. Some wounds don't exist to destroy you. They exist to awaken you. Some pain isn't here to punish. It's here to prove that you are stronger than you ever imagined. Marcus Aurelius compared the human soul to fire. Whatever you throw upon it, it turns into light and heat. Pain doesn't kill you, it forges you. Adversity doesn't pull you down, it pushes you to rise. The Stoics didn't seek out suffering, but they welcomed it when it arrived, because they knew every hardship is a test built for you alone. No one else can live your pain, and no one else can claim the strength that pain will give you. When you walk through suffering and emerge whole, you do more than survive. You are reborn. Psychologists now call it post-traumatic growth. But the Stoics knew this truth 2,000 years ago. Every hardship comes for one reason: not to break you, but to build you into something unbreakable. Mantra 4. Amor fati, love your fate. If you had to live your life again, every detail, every mistake, every heartbreak, would you say yes? If your answer is no, you haven't yet understood amor fati. It isn't just acceptance. It's love for everything you didn't choose. The Stoics never asked, "Why me?" They asked, "What can I make of this?" They saw betrayal, loss, and failure, not as tragedies, but as raw material forged to build an unbreakable soul. The fire does not choose its wood, but it burns everything into light. And you too cannot choose your hardships, but you can turn them into fuel. Marcus Aurelius, surrounded by war, illness, and betrayal, still wrote, "Love what happens to you. Not just accept it, love it. Because it was meant for you." Imagine this. What if every setback in your life wasn't a curse, but a teacher? How differently would you live? When someone betrays you, thank them for showing you what true trust really means. When your career collapses, thank it for teaching you that your worth is not a title. When loss strikes, thank it for forcing you to wake up to what truly matters. The Stoics believed everything that happens is chosen for you, and your task is to turn it into fire that burns brighter than ever. When you practice amor fati, you stop being a victim of life. You become its co-author. So love your fate, because whether you resent it or embrace it, it's still your path. The only difference is whether you walk it in bitterness or in freedom. Mantra 5. Negative visualization. The modern world worships positive thinking. Visualize success, attract good things, Believe everything will go your way. But the Stoics said, don't just imagine the good, imagine the bad. Seneca called it premeditatio malorum, the meditation on misfortune. If you set sail, think of storms. If you invest, think of loss. If you love, think of separation. Not to be pessimistic, but to never be caught off guard. Seneca wrote, "The unexpected blow lands heaviest." Many people fear imagining the worst. They think it's inviting bad luck. But that's not superstition, it's strength. Only those who prepare live in peace. A great general asks, what if the enemy attacks from another direction? A wise father wonders, if I'm gone tomorrow, how will my children live? A visionary entrepreneur prepares for failure, not because he's negative, but because he knows the world promises nothing. Marcus Aurelius said, "Nothing happens to the wise man contrary to expectation because he has considered every possibility." Don't wait for chaos to teach you calmness. Practice calmness before chaos arrives. Each day, ask yourself, if I lost everything, what would remain? If the worst happened, what could I still hold inside me? The answer, if you practice long enough, will be serenity. The Stoic does not pray, may everything be fine. He says, even if nothing is fine, I will be. Mantra 6. Character is fate. You want to know a person's future? Look at their character. No miracle can change an outcome if the person inside remains the same. The greedy destroy themselves through greed. The liar is crushed beneath his own lies. The humble are lifted by time itself. Marcus Aurelius held absolute power, yet never became a tyrant. Nero had the same power and burned an empire to ashes. The difference wasn't fate, it was character. Marcus wrote in Meditations, "Avoid men without virtue, they will drag you down to their level." And he also said, "Don't act surprised when they betray you, they're only being who they are." Musonius Rufus once gave money to a greedy man. People were shocked. "Why reward him?" they asked. He replied, "Because money is what he deserves. It will destroy him faster than I ever could." Character shapes destiny, because sooner or later, each of us must live with the consequences of who we are. Marcus Aurelius had every opportunity to become a dictator, but he refused to be Caesarified. He fought every day to remain kind, humble, and just. And that was his greatest victory, the victory over himself. When you learn to see people through virtue, you stop being disappointed. You stop being fooled by charm, by promises, by emotion. You begin to see clearly everyone lives according to their nature. And when you understand that, resentment disappears. You no longer curse the world, you simply choose wisely. Because character doesn't just decide who you become, it decides who gets to stay in your life. Mantra 7. Memento Mori. This is the final mantra and the most powerful of them all. It sounds dark, even frightening, but it's the greatest truth the Stoics ever taught. Because only when you remember that you will die, do you finally begin to live. Seneca wrote, "We do not die once, we die a little every day." Every morning you wake, your time is shorter than it was yesterday. Every conversation, every meal, every passing moment is a piece of your life that will never return. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You could leave this life right now. Let that determine what you say, what you do, and what you think." We procrastinate because we believe we have time. But do you really? No one knows if they'll wake up tomorrow. And if you did know that today was your last, would you still waste it on anger, jealousy, fear? Memento mori is not a curse. It's a wake-up call. It reminds you that time is the only thing you truly own, and you're losing it moment by moment. When you remember that you will die, you finally begin to live. No more worrying about what others think. No more fear of failure. No more hesitation. You have one mission left: to live every second completely. Conclusion. The 7 mantras of Stoicism, they're not ancient theories buried in dusty books. They're 7 arrows forged in fire that pierce through time and aim straight at the human soul. Choose one of them, just one, and live by it for a single day. You'll notice something shift. You'll be calmer, stronger, clearer. And if you practice it every day, your life will never be the same again. Because when you live by these 7 truths, you stop chasing happiness. You become it. Still, aware, unbreakable. That is the Stoic path. Not to become someone else, but to return to who you truly are. A steady soul in a storming world. If this message spoke to you, take a moment to breathe and share it with someone who needs strength today. And if this video brought you value, tap the thanks button as a way to encourage us to create more valuable videos, or subscribe, so we can keep building this movement of unshakable minds together. Now it's your turn. Write in the comments, "I begin my Stoic journey today. Let's walk this path together." Thank you for watching.